Hi, it's Charlie Sago. I'm just going to do a video on Subaru, 97 Subaru. There's a lot of videos out there on different Subarus, but there's not too many with the 97s. I know Jordan and Lisa, I think it's Overland or something to that effect over in France. They do a 97 Subaru as well. He does fantastic videos. I love his videos. I watch them all the time. Along with a guy in Australia, I can't think of his name. They do really good videos as well. But I'm going to do something a little bit different in the fact that I'm going to be pulling a camper trailer with my 97 Subaru. It's a 2 litre, and I'm going to do some gold prospecting as well, combine it all together. Now, why do I drive a 2 litre 4-cylinder Subaru? It's 23 years of age. Well, number one, I got it at a good price. That's a good reason. But when you look at the motor itself and the heads, the 2 litre has a lot more meat on the top of the block than what the 2.5 do. I believe Subaru has bored out the 2 litres into a 2.5, and that's just not going to happen. That's why you're having a lot of problems with a 2.5 with head gaskets. There's just not enough meat on that block. With the 2 litres, you don't have problems with head gaskets. Very, very rarely you do have a head gasket problem. And if I go gold prospecting in some areas, I can't afford for that head gasket or any problems with my vehicle, because otherwise, if you can't fix it, you could perish. Simple as that. A lot of people over in Western Australia, they have perished, and that's where I usually go with my 4-wheel drives. So everything's got to be spot on. Everything's got to be going well. In saying that, when we actually bought the Subaru, well, I bought it for a lady. When I trucked it home on the back of a car trailer, my son Kyle dragged it home for me. We took the timing belt off, and the timing belt was a mess. I don't think it had 180,000 Ks on it. I don't think it had been changed. So we put a new timing kit on it, belt, pulleys, pumps, the works. We even put a new radiator and hoses and the whole lot on. We fired it up, and within 3 minutes, the whole thing just stopped. And we thought, what's going on? Took the timing cover off, the tension pulley, brand new tension pulley, and shit itself. It didn't work, it was faulty. So we went and got another tension pulley and put on it, fired it back up again, and we checked the compression rate, and number 3 cylinder was down badly. So that means I knew that the valves would have been bent. So we had to pull out the motor, strip it down, and sure enough, number 3 valves, the head, right at the head, were bent. We sent them away and got new valves put in, and all the rest of them sorted out, made sure everything was right. Heads had to be polished. I cleaned the block up. Head gasket on, we put the head gaskets on. My son gave me a hand to do that. He pulled them down. We put new bolts in. We shouldn't have put the new bolts in. We could have put the old bolts in, because when you put the new bolts in, you've got to really stretch them. But there was a guy up in Brisbane, I think a Subaru specialist. He told me to mix up some anti-seize and some grease together and just smear it so the bolts all go down evenly. And he said you won't have a problem. With that, we put the heads on, put it back in the motor, but before we did, we decided to change the clutch. So we put a brand new clutch in it. Put everything back in the motor again. Wouldn't you know, the clutch shit itself. Motor back out again, took it off, and we found 2 swell marks on the pressure plates. Sent it away to the clutch people when I bought it off, and they agreed. They quickly sent me another clutch back, so we put the clutch back in, and motor back in again, new seal at the back of the motor, everything new, fixed all the seals up, back in, and away we go. So that's the little issues that we've had with that motor. And it's all because the lady didn't change the timing belt, and we didn't get basically because we got a bad faulty tension pulley, and that's what you got to watch. It was a Gates kit, but I think, and the tension pulley was on its own in a little box, and I believe that the tension pulley got a feeling that it was Chinese crap, and yeah, enough said with that anyway. But that's the reason why I use my little Subaru. It's good to go in amongst the trees and the shrubs, and I can sneak in and I can get into places where a lot of blokes can't squeeze up through them branches and that. They're frightened they're going to get it scratched, their car scratched. Well, I don't care with that, I can just respray paint it. Though it's green, I know Geordie, I think it is in France, he doesn't like green. I might paint it the same colour as his, but I'd have to get permission first. I love his colour, I really do like his colour. And I like what he does with his Subaru. He does some insane things with it, my God. But that's where we're up to. Pulling a camper trailer. How's it going to go pulling a camper trailer? Well, behind you I'm going to show you in a minute the camper trailer which I bought. It's a beautiful camper trailer. It's got everything on it. It's got the jerry can holders and all the rest of it, the gear that you normally have. But why does prospectors have camper trailers? Why don't we go with a rooftop? Well, the rooftops are fantastic when you're pulling up and staying overnight and going again. But if you're staying for 3 months, which a lot of prospectors do, then you want a little bit of comfort. And if it rains, and sometimes on the field it can rain for 2 or 3 weeks, I don't fancy being up in a rooftop for a couple of weeks. I'd go insane. Where in the camper trailer you can sort of wait it out to a certain degree, and you can cook in that. You know, you got the comforts are there. I've got a little gas heater, a buddy gas heater I put in there in the cold, and it's a lot more comfortable. So I'm going to pull that along, and I'll do another video and try to explain what it's like on fuel. How does it pull up the hills? Am I down to first gear? What gear I am going up some reasonable hills on the highway and wherever I'm going, and we'll try and do a little video on that and show people, because I have not seen anybody pulling a camper trailer with a Subaru. They could be out there, no doubt they are, but I haven't seen any on YouTube or anything. I've been searching for it to try and find out how they go. So this is the first time. The other thing is with gold prospecting, I use my gold prospecting basically so I can tour around, have a look at some places, and I love camping out. I love sitting out near a fire and having a whiskey, you know. I think it's Virginia, old Virginia and honey, delicious. Having one of those, and if you've got a few guys with you, you can sit down and have a talk. It's great. With company, it's really great. Now the other thing is, what do I use? I got away from prospecting because of I had some bad health issues, and I didn't think I was going to be able to do it anymore. But as it turned out, I've picked up and I'm going a lot better now. So I decided to buy this little White's TDI Pro Oz to do the beach, because they're very good on beaches. Excellent machine on the beach. They go very deep. So I bought that to do the beach, and then one day I decided to go up to Burrendong Dam. It's a dam here we have that supplies all Dubbo for water, the town for water. So I went up there to have a look how low it was, and just to get away from the place and have a drive. And I took the machine up with me, and to my surprise, and I was very surprised, I picked up 2 gold nuggets. They're not very big, they're only 0.5, and one was a 1.5. And I think the 0.5 was down about 3 inches. The 1.5 was down about 6 inches, I think. Somewhere 5 inches, somewhere around about that. And it picked it up very clearly. And the ground balancing was smooth. There was no noise. And it's a mono. And I was very surprised. And I thought, this is a really good gold machine. So from now on, I'm going to use the White's TDI Pro Oz to go out, and we're going to do a bit of gold prospecting, especially with the price of gold. It's very expensive. So I'm going to combine the lot, the camper trailer, the metal detecting, and little all-wheel drive Subaru, 97, 23 years of age. We're going to combine the whole lot, and we're going to try and find a bit of gold, and we're going to pull a camper trailer, and we're going to do a little bit of I wouldn't say rock climbing, but some driving where it's going to be boggy areas and probably downhills and creeks and goodness knows what. And we're going to put all that together, and we're going to combine the whole lot together and see how we go. I was a little bit surprised when I watched these videos, and these blokes are going over these creeks and different areas and that, and I kept thinking to myself, why don't they have a metal detector or a pen, or look for some gold and that, because some of those areas are looking really nice, you know. I'd have a look there, I'd have a look here, I'd have a look there. So I'm going to do one, and I'm going to show you what we actually do, what prospectors actually do. And let's hope the little Subaru stays together. She's got everything on it that's all repaired. I just put a new new CV boot on the left hand side here, and I had awful trouble getting that CV back into the car. CV boots are really messy things to do. They're not hard, it's just the grease and the mess and that. You put gloves on and all the rest of it, but I don't know, I seem to get it all over me. So they're real messy jobs to do, but I got it all in. But the one thing I will, somebody might be able to explain this to me on YouTube. It's supposed to torque that wheel down to 167 pounds per inch, I think it is, but it'll only go down to 152, and that's as far as I can get it. You can do whatever you like, and it just will not budge. It'll only go to 152. So I don't know if the specs are wrong or the specs are different in the little Foresters, 97s, to what they are and all the rest of the Outbacks, the early Outbacks and the early Foresters, later Foresters, or not. I'll have to find out. Maybe somebody else can tell me about that. But what I'm going to do now is just get up and I'm going to show you just the motor, and I'll show you the camper trailer. She's all set up. I'm going to pull it down and we'll just see how she goes. Okay, hang in there. I don't know if you can actually see that because of the sun, but we're going to go up. It's a bit hard because this is the sun, and that is the camper trailer, and I've got the sun right in my eyes, and it's very hard to see. Beautiful little camper trailer. What makes a good camper trailer? Well, some of the Chinese ones, the stitching and the holes around them was just too big, and it leaked, and that was the problem. The other thing on this has got two doors, and I said, oh, how fancy, look at that, that's got two doors, one either side. But my son there's a motorbike down the road there having a lovely time. Usually when you go to video something, there's always somebody in a car or a motorbike revving the guts out of it. But that door there is actually, there's Velcro either side, and you put another little room on there, and that's your ensuite, where you put your shower out there, or you want to put your toilet out there. And I thought, wow, that's not bad, it gives a bit of privacy. So instead of putting the toilet up, you just clip it up onto the sides of that. I don't know how it works, I don't even know I've got one. Like I said, I only just bought this, so I'm going to have to find out. But it's a great idea, and that's my little camper trailer. That's the one we're going to be pulling around. Oh, the tripod doesn't fall over. And this is, I'll just lift you up, take it over, and that's the little Subaru. Gave me a headache and a half, but we're all done and dusted now, and hopefully she's going to give me many miles of four-wheel drive, and I haven't got big tyres on it, AT KO2s, because I spent all my money, my gold money on the camper trailer and a shed I've got to build. So later on I'll put some KO2 tyres on it, maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, Charlie Sago saying goodbye, and keep safe, look after yourself. There's only one of you, and you're very, very, very important, so keep away from this nasty, nasty virus, because it is a terrible virus. So just keep safe. Bye for now.